Well, hi, a devotion today, the last chapter of John, chapter 21. And it's all about how is John going to finish this? What's left to say? Jesus has risen from the dead. He's appeared to the disciples. What's left? It's kind of like watching a movie and it's all action-packed and it feels like everything's happened that's going to happen. And then you're thinking to yourself, how's this movie going to end? How are they going to end this? And it's the same with John. It's the same with the movie producer. How's he going to end this book? As always, John is very, very purposeful in how he ends the story. And it ends firstly with the third appearance of Jesus. There's two appearances after the resurrection, both to the disciples in a room. Second time for Thomas's sake. This is a completely different appearance. The disciples are back in Galilee. They're back to their work. Jesus has gone all the way back up there. They didn't know this. They're back at work. They've gone back to fishing. They've fished all night. They've caught nothing. Then there's this person on the shore. They don't know who it is, but there's this person, and he says, and they're close to shore, and he says, just cast the net on the other side. And politely, they just try it, and they get this huge catch of fish, which is very, very unusual. You've been fishing all over the lake all night. You're almost at the shore, and this random guy says, have a crack on the other side. There you go. Anyway, this is all about Jesus reminding them of his capacity to provide generously, a huge capacity of Jesus, massive haul of fish. They go back to shore, and he is also providing them breakfast, which is pretty cool. And then it starts to focus on Peter. Peter is this future leader of the church. He's a linchpin moving forward. And John is interested to see how Jesus is going to reinstate Peter, because Peter denied him 3 times. And what we have here is 3 times in the same way. Jesus says, do you love me? And Peter says, I love you. Of course I love you. Yes, I do love you. And each time Jesus says, well, feed my sheep, which is more than food. It is this sense of you take care of the people of God. It's almost like a passing of the leadership role over. So it's very interesting. Also says, do you love me more than these? And this is interesting too, because Pete says, I'm more committed than anyone. I'll follow you to the end. And then he says, well, do you love me more than these? He reminds him of his commitment. And he says, yes, I do, Lord. And he passes on. So in summary, it's this whole idea that Jesus can get us all back up and going again. Even with the COVID-19, he can get you back up and going again. He shows us his capacity to provide generously. He has huge capacity. Then he restores us. He restores us back into relationship. He restores us back into our role, back into our calling. And then he gives us capacity again, but not our capacity. That's what needs to be sorted out. His capacity to do whatever it is he's called us to do, to live with him and to serve him. The book starts with John saying, this is the word. In him was life, and that light has come into the world. And then it finishes with this sense of Jesus comes to you, the light, the life. He comes to you and he gets a hold of you. He walks with you and then he restores you and gets you going in his ways. So enjoy the last chapter. God bless.